Hello Year 4, Mr. Bowes here for our second maths lesson on Wednesday the 5th of January 2021. Let's get this a little bit smaller and you can see everything. Okay, today's lesson is building on yesterday's. These are the answers for the questions that you did yesterday. You were perhaps doing spicy, which will be at the top here, spiciest and spicier. Look at the question numbers so that you know which questions you are actually answering to see if you've got your work correct. So at the top, as I say, is spicy, then we have spicier, and finally spiciest at the bottom here. Pause the video, mark your work now, see how well you did. If you need any help, find an adult. If there's an adult around who could help you with these, or an older brother or sister or cousin. And failing that, do get in touch with the school if you are really struggling. The email address, as you saw, was on the last video I sent to you. So today, building on the addition, we are doing subtraction of 4-digit numbers. Again, here's a different representation of numbers. So sometimes we use this base 10, or what is sometimes called Dean's cubes, to represent different numbers. And again, it's a matching task, just like yesterday, which representation on the left of the screen over here matches up with the representations on the right of the screen over here. And as you can see, each of these hundreds at the bottom of the screen makes 1,000, and this huge cube is 1,000. Then we've got 10 ones make 10, and 10 tens make 100. So thinking about subtraction, there's different ways we do subtraction, all of which we've covered so far this year. So this is just a little recap. You've got at the top the jumping forward on a number line method. 23 take away 16. Start with your small number at the beginning of the number line, jump onto the next 10, jump onto the answer. This is a very simple takeaway, but obviously you can do that with much larger numbers. Below it here, you've got 425 take away 143, and you can do partitioning. Here, the 425 has been split into 400, 20 and 5, and 143 has been split into its 100, its 40 and its 3. Partitioning or splitting to help us subtract. Straight away you can see that there's an exchange or a carry required. We talked about exchange or carrying yesterday when numbers got too big. Same here, we can see in the tens column that the 40 cannot be taken away from the 20. 40 cannot be subtracted from 20. So what we had to do is we had to take or exchange or borrow 100 from the 400 here, and that gave us 120, and then you can work out the rest of the calculation. Have a little look at that. The final method of the three is column method subtraction, where again you have to exchange sometimes. In this example, I've only got 2 of 72. I can't take 6 away from 2. Don't fall into the trap of taking 2 away from 6 and just writing 4 down here. That's not going to get you anywhere. Exchanging or borrowing from the tens column here leaves 6 in the tens column, 12 here, 6 from 12 is 6, 5 from 6 is 1. Another way of representing these subtractions, just to help us think about them more clearly, if we look at 425 take away 143, is the bar model method. So 425 is our big number. We know we've got to take away 143. So this amount here is what we're trying to find out. What is left when we take away 143, which is where the number line comes in useful. If this is a number line and that's 0, and it goes all the way up to 4, 2, 5, then we know that whatever jump this is is going to help us find our answer. And 143 added to this unknown number here will give us 425. So whichever method you want to use today, you're going to have to use them to answer the questions. Just jumping back into the recording here on this slide, where you've got 482 take away 236. Let's look at those three different methods that we've already spoken about. If I'm going to use a empty number line, I would have to draw my line with a ruler if you can, put the small number at the beginning, 2, 3, 6, big number at the end, 4, 8, 2, and then jump along. First jump is going to be 4, and that's going to get me to 240. Next jump is going to be 60. That's going to get me to 300. See if I can get these numbers up here. That was a jump of 4. That was a jump of 60. Brilliant. And then I can jump 100. And then I can jump 82. Add those all together and I've got my answer. 60, add 82, add 100, add 4, and I've got my answer from 482 take away 236. You might not want to use that method. You might want to partition or use the expanded method here, in which case you can see straight away that the 6 cannot be taken away from the 2 in the units column. So you're going to have to do some exchange or borrowing on this one. So instead of 80, we're going to end up with 70 here. And we carry that 110 back down to there, so it becomes 12. So again, we've got 6, 3 from 7. It's going to be 4. It's 40 in the tens. And finally, 200 in the hundreds column. Or the compact method, similar thing. 6 can't take from 2, so the 8 becomes 7. And the 1 goes down here, a little bit harder to fit in. Quite pleased though with the way this pen's going. I'm slightly getting used to it now. So again, you've got 6 there. 12 take away 6 is 6, 3 from 7 is 4, and 2 from 4 is 2. So different methods to do subtraction. There's some good examples. If you're ever confused when you're doing the questions, you can obviously rewind this video, come back to this screen, click pause, and just remember how you can do subtraction to find out your answers. So let's look at the kind of puzzles you're going to get. Here you've got discs representing different numbers, and it says true or false, true or false. The difference between 6,452 and 4,414 is 2,041. The difference between 6,452 and 4,414 is 2,041. Let's have a look. So they're saying 6,452. I can see I've got 6,400 and this is 40. Not 50, they've only got 40 there, so I'm not sure why that's there, but they do have a 2. And 4,414. 4,000, yes. 400, yes. 1, 10, and 4, that's 14. So I can see straight away that the actual representation here isn't helping me a great deal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put in 6,452. Is that working? Fantastic. So now I've got the right things on the screen. I can see if it's true. The answer should be 2,041. So I've got 2 at the top in the ones column. I can't take away 4 from 2, so I'm going to have to exchange here. So I cross off one of those 10s and it comes down here. So I'm going to end up with 10 and 2 is 12. 4 from 12 is 8. 1 from 4 is 3. 4 from 4 is 0. And 4 from 6 in the thousands column is 2. So the answer is 2038. So if I was going to answer this one, I would have to write down that it's false. Yeah, 110 did get exchanged into the ones column. That for the answer in the ones column is going to be 8 ones. Not as they thought, 1 1. So writing false after working out the answer. Sometimes you've got to find the correct answer. They've given you 3 answers, A, B, and C, and you've got to circle the correct answer by working it out. Let's work from the right-hand side over here to the left, doing column subtraction. I've got 1 and I take away 0, left with 1. I've got 8 and I can take away 7. I'm only going to have 1 left. I've got 6, take away 9. If I've got 6, I can't take away 9. So let's exchange. Where am I going to exchange from? Next door, exactly. Exchange, borrow, or carry. That 5 is now going to become 4 because I'm going to take 1,000 and put it over here. So now I'm taking 9 away from 16, 7, and 4 away from 3 is 3 taken away from 4 is 1. 1711, that's my answer. You've got to work it out, don't guess. Fantastic. Just completing the calculation, again with subtraction, like we did yesterday with addition. You're going to work from the right-hand side. Oh, if you heard a strange noise there, that was my cat shooting through the kitchen. Yeah, working from the right-hand side across to the left, looking to see if we've got to exchange. Which column do we need to exchange in? Can you see? Exactly, it's the hundreds. We're going to have a little bit of an issue there with the hundreds. Everything else can be taken away and we can find out the answer. There you go. Couldn't take the 7 away from 2 because 2 isn't big enough. So we exchanged from the thousands and there you have your answer. Ooh, here's a nice puzzle. Important to read these puzzles a couple of times so that you know you are doing what the question has asked and you're thinking about it and you put yourself into the puzzle. So instead of Andy, you might want to think that this is you. Excuse me. Okay, if Andy has 3,409 stickers and he gives 1,265 of them to Tina, how many stickers does he have left? So Andy's got 3,409. He gives 1,265 to Tina. How many does he have left? So I'm thinking this is going to be subtraction. It's not going to be addition. Going to check the numbers they've written down here. 3,409, yep, lines up with that. 1,265 adds up with that. And I've just got to take away. And I'm going to look again. Have I got to do any exchanges? Can you see the exchange? There's 1 there. Yep, it's in the tens column. Well done. 9 take away 5 is 4. Can't do anything here because I can't take 6 away from nothing. I need more than nothing. So I'm going to exchange. I'm going to make that into the 300s. So I can take one of the hundreds across here with the tens. So now I can do 10 take away 6 is 4. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. How did we do? 2, 1, double 4. Yes. In your answer, though, you've got to keep the story going. How many stickers does he have left? If you wrote 2,144 for your answer, would not be correct. You need to put the word stickers in, okay? Same as when we're measuring things. If you put something like the class is 243 long, 243 what? 243 meters, 243 centimeters, 243 Roman feet, 243 handspans. What is it going to be? Got to have your units in. Okay, let's have a look at your first set of questions. Nice and spicy. There's two here, that page and that page. So pause the video. Remember, when you're writing your questions out, write the question and the answer. So true or false, we're looking for the difference here. So true and false one, you've got to prove it. Remember, these cubes are our thousands up here. So you've got 2000s there, 200s, 30 and 7. So this number at the top is going to be 2,237. And you're taking away this number here, which is going to be, I can see one cube there, one big cube, which is 1,100. Now I've got to count the tens. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens. So that's going to be 60 and 4 ones. Do the subtraction, see if it's true or false. So you've got to get the correct answer, write it out in your book and say whether it's true or false. Remember, when you're working in your book, on your paper, to put the question number 1A so that tomorrow you can mark it and you know which work you are marking. Good luck. When you've done this sheet and this sheet, start the video again and there is more. And here is more. Here's a little puzzle and a problem. They're not asking you the answer to the sum. In fact, they haven't even given you the sum. They want you to complete the calculation. So you've got to think and think again. Some of it's easy, some of it isn't. I can see straight away in the ones, this is straightforward. 5 take away something equals 3. I know that's 2, because I know 2 add 3 equals 5. But 6 take away something equals 7. Huh? How come? Because the 7 is bigger. If I'm taking away, how can it be bigger? Answer. There must be something exchanging going on here. Maybe it's a bigger number than 6. Let's have a look. If we had to exchange, because this number was bigger than 6, this is what it would look like. I'd end up with 2 there and 16. Now I can think about that. I've got 16. I take away a something and the answer is 7. You got it? Yeah, I'm thinking 9. Let's see how we go. Now I can do my 2, take away the 1, which is 1 in the hundreds column, and something, taking away 6, so taking away 2 equals 6. I've got something, I take away 2 equals 6. Again, if you're not sure, if it's puzzling you, write it out. Here's my something. I take away 2. The answer is 6. I've got to have started with a bigger number. How much bigger? 2 bigger than 6. It's going to be an 8. So I've got an 8 up there, a 1, a 9, and a 2. 8, 1, 9, 2. Okay. If you get this question in a minute and you're trying to puzzle through it and you don't know how to do it, obviously you can rewind this video, come back to this point and look at this again. Okay, that's what it's for. Using the digits from 0 to 9 to create a subtraction calculation with 2 4-digit numbers and 1 exchange. So you're only allowed to use the digits once. Okay, so if these are our digits, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I want to put a 9 up here, because I want to have a big number that I'm going to take away from, that's it. I've used 9, can't use it again. So 9, 4, let's use a 4, let's use a 2, and let's use a 7. And I need to do some exchanging here. So I know if I take 9 away from, if I take 3 away, sorry, from 9, there's no exchange. I'm only supposed to do 1 exchange, yeah? That's when you borrow or take from the other column. This thousands column here, there's going to be no exchange. If I have 4, take away 6, there's going to be an exchange there. I'm going to have to exchange. I'm going to have to take something from the 9, which will become 8. So there's my exchange. Let's see if I can fill in the rest of it. I've used up 6 now, cross that off. If I put a 1 there, there's no exchange. That works. And if I put a 5 there, there's no exchange. That works. It won't always work. You might have a go at doing this and find out that your puzzle doesn't work. You can subtract, but there's more than one exchange, or there's no exchanges. Say, for example, I had swapped the 5 and the 1 round. Yeah, if these weren't like this, let's just rub those out. So I decided to put my 5. Can I stay blue, please? Thank you. My 5 over there and my 1 there. I've all of a sudden got 2 exchanges, and it's asking me for 1 exchange. This one doesn't need an exchange. This one does. You're going to need to borrow or exchange. And that's in 2 columns. And they're asking for 1 exchange. So make sure you get that right. What did they have? Okay, this is different. They did the exchange in the 10s, but they've used the 0. And they've used a different set of numbers. So more than one answer to that question, but you've got to read it. Use the digits 0 to 9 to create a subtraction calculation with 2 4-digit numbers and 1 exchange. You're only allowed to use each digit once. If you look in the question here, they haven't used the digits more than once. Okay, here's another puzzle. Class 4 are given the following calculation, and Monica, here she is, says, we need to exchange one of the hundreds for 10 tens. We need to exchange one of the hundreds for 10 tens. Is she correct? Is she incorrect? What do we think? Let's look in the hundreds columns and the tens column. Change one of the hundreds for 10 tens. Here's the hundreds. Do we need to exchange it for 10 tens? Well, we don't need anything in the tens because there's 9 and we're taking away 3. That's easy. That's going to be 6. We've got 8 and we're taking away 8, and that's 0. So there's no exchange happening there. So we need to say that Monica is incorrect. Why is she incorrect? Because they need to exchange one of the tens for 10 ones. This is where you need to exchange. You need 10 ones out of here. So this is going to be 8. And then you're going to have 14. And then you can take 7 away from 14. The answer is 7, and so on. Okay, this is the next challenge. Spicier work. I've split it onto 2 pages this time. When you've done that, carry on to here. More spicier work. And then if you want to do an extra challenge, have a go at this. This is the spiciest. And again, you've got 2 pages of that. So pause the video now. You've got a couple of pages here in representations. Remember the question number. Write out the question in your book as well as the answer. So, difference between 8,214. Finding the difference is subtraction. Take away. Check these are correct. 8,214. Yeah. Write it out, calculate it. Good luck. Remember, we're going to mark this work in tomorrow's lesson. I'll put the answers up at the beginning. Do get in touch with an adult or an older sibling if you need help with any of this. Also rewind the video, yeah? Go back to an earlier point in the video if you want to look at the different methods for subtraction. And I will see you tomorrow. Well done.